wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Here we go. Happy Tuesday. It is KVJ show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to it.
Good morning.
It's a little chilly out there today. Let everybody know.
It is nipply.
Get a little sweater going on.
It made my bones in my wrist hurt.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You got that arthritis?
I don't know. I could really feel bone pain today from the weather.
Uh-oh. That's what all the old people say. Oh, when the weather changes, I feel it in my bones.
Dang it, I'm old again?
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, cold can hurt. And you never really lived in it, man. You're a South Florida guy.
I am, you're right.
Yeah, you're a snowflake.
I'm a big...
Ironically.
When it comes to weather, I'm a big-time snowflake. Even in the studio here, I get too cold. I'm like, oh, Kevin, I gotta put on a snow cap.
You have no idea the misery of just going outside, and it is, they call it bone chilling. And it does. It aches.
I don't know how people do it. Like, Panda's family, they all live in Buffalo. I'm like, wow, that's awful.
It is.
When I was my freshman year in college, I went to a school called Chipola Junior College. It's in the Panhandle in a town called Marianna, Florida. And there was 2 weeks in a row where it was in the 18 degree range, and I could feel. I mean, it was painful.
Yeah.
So up north, you know, I braved it a little bit.
Florida.
Yeah,
it's
if
still
you're
Florida.
Still in Florida, yeah, you can't be like, oh, it's so cold.
You can't call that north.
It was North Florida. And I tell you what, 6 a.m., 18 degrees, bone chilling.
You don't know cold, my man. If you're still in Florida complaining about the cold, you don't know cold. But yeah, it's a little bit chilly out there. I think my wife was saying is 51, so you'll need a light little sweater today. It's going to be that way until Thursday. Then it'll start warming up a little bit again. So welcome to it here on the KVJ show today. You got us not only on the radio, you got us also on the streaming services. You can go online on the app, or you can watch us right now on Kvj TV on YouTube.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Crazy story about an intruder at Tom Brady's house. They found him hanging out on the sofa.
Okay, just chilling.
I'll tell you what happened coming up in your dirt. Before we get into that, it looks like Shawn Mendes knows all about the dark side of fame, Kevin, and he's not having it.
Okay, what is he, 19, something like that?
I don't know how old he is. I know he doesn't wear sleeves often.
Okay.
Yes, the stuff that is negative about him, he does not like.
Don't let the dark in. Totally something you can do when you have lots of money.
Well, Virginia said it. Don't read the comments, Mr. Mendez.
That's right.
In other news, looks like Madonna's daughter Lourdes is doing a new campaign for Juicy Couture where she is modeling their very skimpy underwear. There's shots of her and not a lot of clothes on her. This is a collaboration between her and Ashley Graham as well, the plus-size model that is doing work for Juicy. So look for those pictures.
She got a lot of work, though, to try to live up to Mama.
Oh, my
She
gosh.
does. Yeah, she's definitely more understated than her mother. And finally here, police in Massachusetts arrested a guy who broke into Tom Brady's house. Now, this is the house where he used to live. You know, now he's in Tampa playing football, but his house in Massachusetts is still his house. And this guy, apparently, that got arrested in the house is a big Tom Brady fan. He got arrested at an event they did for trying to steal Tom Brady jerseys. So it sounds like this guy's obsessed. Police have arrested the guy and also looked at video of him trying to break into other houses in the neighborhood as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
The KVJ Show. Mornings on the best variety of the 2000s, 10s, and today. 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What
are you thinking about?
What you think about Jay Bird?
So I know somebody that wants advice from y'all because you guys are parents and you guys had a kid at this age at one point.
Okay.
This kid is 8 years old, all right, and the dad brought him to get a haircut. And the kid, when he sat down to get the haircut, has a meltdown, does not want to be touched with the scissors, starts to cry, gets up, starts to scream, full-on meltdown. But the dad really wants to get the kid the haircut because my buddy's wife said the kid's got to get a haircut. They're doing Christmas pictures. It's a big deal for this kid to get the haircut. Well, the kid's full-on meltdown, breaks down, so the dad decides to take the kid home and does not get the haircut. And now the wife is mad at the husband because he didn't get the haircut for the kid. If your kid's having a full-on meltdown at the barbershop or at the hairdresser, how do you handle that as a parent? Do you discipline the kid? He really needed to get this haircut, and the dad said, I'm not dealing with this anymore. He's having meltdowns. The barber's getting annoyed.
Yeah, most times the person cutting the hair, because this happened to me, Rocco pulled this very same thing at the kids' cuttery, Cookie Kids Cuttery in Jupiter. They have little cars and everything. The kids sit in the little car and they watch a little movie and they get their hair cut. Rocco wasn't having any of it, and he was freaking out. And the lady wouldn't cut his hair because she's like, look, I have scissors. If he's flailing around and freaking out, I can't come at him with scissors.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not safe.
Well, I mean, back in the day, if I was to pull something like that as an 8-year-old, where I had a meltdown in the middle
He's 8?
He's 8, yeah.
Oh, that's a little old
That's
for
it.
that move.
That's what I'm saying. If I was 8 years old and did that,
You got to beat his ass.
I would have gotten in so much trouble. There would have been discipline. I would have known not to have done that in public because my dad or mom would have given me a look like, you better shut up. Wouldn't you say something like that would require discipline?
I think, first of all, it requires understanding. What is it about this kid that is making him go off at 8, not knowing the kid or the situation? It would be interesting to find out why he did that.
Didn't feel like doing it. Just did not want to get a haircut. Just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Wasn't
if that's the
feeling
case, you know what my parents would have done? They taken me home. My dad would have cut my hair, and then that would have been a lot more traumatic because my dad can't cut hair. So I would have looked jacked up in the family photos, and that's probably how they would have handled it. Is dad would have cut my hair at home, be like, "Hey, here you go," and then forever I'd have been ridiculed for that photo that I took that Christmas, and that's going to be blown up and put everywhere, and be like, "Okay, next time, would you rather go to the hairdresser or would you rather it look like this?"
Would your mom handle it different than your dad? If your mom was there, would she have been more disciplined with you?
I wasn't a big issue. My mom tells me that when I was a kid, one time I threw a temper tantrum. She took me right outside of the store. She spanked me hard one time and got my attention. She said, "We don't behave like that." And I calmed down, and that was it. She said that was basically the only time she ever spanked me.
But see, there was a consequence there. You acted a fool, and then you got spanked.
Yeah.
All that happened here was the dad took the kid home, didn't get the haircut, and they just let him play. And then the wife was mad at the husband for not getting the haircut done. So, I don't know. I guess I'm old school. I would assume something like that would require discipline.
Yeah, I thought you meant this kid was like 2 or 3.
8 years old.
8 is insane to be acting like that. He needs discipline, yeah.
That's where I would go with. I'd be like, all right, well, you're on restriction. As an 8-year-old, you can be on restriction.
Yeah, my parents, there's something that's in the Bible. It says, spare the rod, spoil the child. And so they live by that. So they were like, you really are harming your kids more if you don't offer them some discipline.
Well, he's telling me this story. He's like, well, how would Kevin and Virginia handle it? I'm interested here. And I just asked him some basic questions. I go, well, after your son had the meltdown, when he was back at home, was he still on the iPad? Was he still able to play video games? And what do you think the answer was?
He was.
Yeah, he was. Well, they're right. You wouldn't get an iPad.
Yeah, too many parents are pushovers these days. I don't know what it is. I think, one, there's really been a big push about, and I agree, you should not abuse your children by any means. And my family, Kim and I, we've never really spanked the kids. We always try to push ourselves to try to come up with some kind of conversation to try to alleviate the issue, and I think that we've been okay with the kids without having to beat anybody's ass. But hey, if that's what you got to do and that's how you think it should be done, Yeah, I just think that it is, unfortunately, a lot of parents, I think, are confused with how to parent their kids because there's been a lot of condemnation about being down on them. A lot of parents want to be friends with their kids instead of being their parent or guardian, and it, is going to be an issue. Kids need discipline.
The kid, people are saying, what if the kid's got sensory issues? I asked all of those questions. The kid doesn't have that stuff. The kid was just having a temper tantrum.
Here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that the wife is mad at the husband. Both of them should be mad at the kid. You have to show a united front and come together and discipline your kid, not be turning on each other.
Well, this is what Danielle says. She goes, probably wouldn't discipline. Imagine being terrified of doing something, but someone forces you to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, you need to get over it. It's a haircut.
Well, I mean, that's what the only thing I would say is sometimes you have to do things in life you don't want to do.
And if you're terrified of a haircut, we have a problem, and it needs to be explained to you that this is life.
There's better ways to handle it, probably.
Well, so I said the first thing is understanding. You need to fully understand the situation, what is causing the behavior of this kid, and I don't fully understand, what it was that did that. But as a parent, that'd be the first thing that I would do is try to understand it. And, then you'd maybe have the conversation, is a haircut so necessary? And if the answer is yes, it is so necessary, then, like I said, likely it would have been me at home with my dad cutting my hair, and maybe I'd have been comfortable with the cut, and I would have looked jacked up and terrible, and I might have looked at the photo and been like, in third grade, be like, you know what, I don't want my hair to look like that. I need to get over whatever phobia or fear I have about getting my hair cut.
It's just so weird how everyone would handle it. Then you've got someone like Grant in the chat room who says, I would have shaved his head and said, you're going to learn today.
Yeah, people have different ways of handling things. Sometimes people, they are all about forcing their kids through something tough, and other parents are all about coddling their kids through something tough. And
couldn't there be a balance there, though? I mean,
I like balance. That's how I like to choose to parent. I like to try to understand and figure out. I think there are times to coddle, and I think there are times to help your kid. It's kind of a rip the Band-Aid off kind of moment to say, look, there are just some things in life you have to do, you don't want to do, that are going to be tough for you, but they'll make you stronger. You got to go through adversity and challenges in life to become the strong individual you need to be.
I mean, I understand the kid not wanting to get the haircut. I get all that, and but it's how the kid is going to react to it. You can't have a temper tantrum in the middle.
8 is a little
and
old.
Screaming and crying and no, I'm not doing it. And
8 is a little old to be putting up with that kind of behavior.
We can't act that way.
He acts like that because you didn't discipline him when he was 3.
Oh, he's asking me these questions. The dad's asking, he's talking to me about it. And I was trying to say it in a nice way. Well, I think you need to discipline your kid a little more.
How has he gotten haircuts before?
So the last haircut he got was before the quarantine. So his hair's all shaggy, and the mom didn't want it. And according to my buddy, the kid was very into getting the haircut, and then all of a sudden didn't want to get the haircut now.
Oh,
so he's going back and forth.
So we're not talking sensory issues. We're not talking bad experiences with scissors.
Because
we're not
anytime
talking all that
you bring
stuff.
that stuff up, there's sensory. Kid does not have sensory issues.
Okay.
At least the dad doesn't think so.
Yeah. Shave his head or beat his ass.
You got to set a precedent. 8, if he's acting like this at 8, it's your fault.
It's just amazing. There's definitely 2 camps of how people are going to handle this.
Yeah, there is, definitely. No doubt. What's on your mind, Virginia?
Well, Panda, man, oh my gosh, he has had a rough 48 hours. So he cracked a tooth that he has a crown on top of. Have you ever heard of this?
I've heard of people having it happen to, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I guess it's like infected.
How did he do it?
I don't know how he did it. I mean, he was fine. We got the McRib on Sunday. I don't think we got the McRib, and the next thing you know, he was like, my tooth, but the McRib is soft.
Yeah, right.
So is Panda.
Oh my gosh, he was up all night.
Oh, that's
teeth
tough.
problems are the worst.
He went and got that baby Oragel. I don't think it did anything.
When the Oragel does not work, because I went through this before, you have to go to the dentist. The Oragel is your only saving grace.
The dentist can't do anything until they clear the infection. So he's waiting for the antibiotics to kick in, and he just has to wait.
I mean, you can always go to the emergency dentist, too. which is real cheap.
Wow.
Goodbye, Christmas.
Oh, yeah. You ruined Christmas, Panda.
Your tooth ruined Christmas.
There are like 3 terrible pains that I am afraid of: tooth pain, back pain, and passing a kidney stone.
I've had 2 of the 3, and I hear the kidney stone is just something awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, back pain's terrible.
It is. It's immobile. You can't do anything. Same thing with tooth pain. If you've ever had, you can't think, you can't do anything.
Out of the back and the tooth, the tooth pain was the worst. I could not believe it. It crippled me. I was in the fetus position, just couldn't move. Couldn't move.
Yeah. Just like a fetus.
Oh, little baby fetus.
If you're looking for a fun follow on social media, might I recommend the hashtag Cartel TikTok. It's got 38 million views on TikTok, and it is what you would think. I had no idea. Apparently, the drug cartels use TikTok to recruit and also send messages to other rival cartels. Apparently, the follow is amazing, and what you will see is absolutely fantastic. Last month, a clip of a high-speed boat chase went viral.
I saw that.
Did you?
I saw the high-speed boat chase with the gunfire.
Yeah, they say it's like a movie. Why? This is real-life cartel stuff that they're putting up on TikTok.
They are not lying. It was like a movie. I was like, damn.
So they're promoting their tactics and ways?
Yes, they have different reasons why they do this. Part of it is to send messages to rival gangs, intimidate the public, and to recruit new members.
Wow.
They have a legit organization going on over there. They're hitting all of the...
They got a marketing department. Cartels have marketing departments now, and they're on TikTok.
I mean, can we get them to help us with our social media? They sound amazing.
They do.
Well, they have funding.
Yeah, they say it's full of propaganda and all kinds of entertaining things like tiger cubs, luxury cars, semi-automatic weapons, piles of cash. They got all this kind of stuff, just all piles of cocaine and things like that, glorifying drug trafficking groups in Mexico.
I mean, if we could bring some of that strategy to radio, without, of course, the drugs and murder.
We just want maybe the tiger cubs and the stacks of cash.
Just, I mean, they really know how to get the audience engaged.
They do. They do. Now, TikTok, they always try to remove this stuff, but they say so much stuff is going up so fast that they're missing a lot of it. And it's going out there and people are saving the videos
They
and
ain't
enjoying.
trying to remove it. Not if it's getting that many views.
I can't believe we're living in a time where we have drug lord social influencers.
That boat video was fantastic.
I got to go check it out, but I was like, hashtag cartel TikTok, 38 million views and counting.
Do they do things like follow us here? I mean, are they legit trying to get
Click my link and subscribe button.
Yeah, click the link below.
Yeah,
It just seems weird for the drug cartel to get involved like that.
well, I guess it makes sense why they do it. Fascinating stuff. So if you are on TikTok, maybe something to check out. And if you find a good video, let us know about it. Got some random questions for you today, including this. If someone handed you a box that could confirm or deny your religious beliefs, would you open it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I would too.
I don't know why you would say no. And the only thing is just you want to live in disbelief, and if it's not true, you don't want to know the truth. And I wouldn't know why unless you just thought it might throw your life or everything you think about life into chaos and disorder.
Well, in Mass, in Catholicism, the priest says something that I've always thought about. He talks about the mystery of the faith. And I get it. I get it's the mystery of the faith. But I don't want the faith to be a mystery. I actually deal in facts and truths, and I really want to know what's up.
Yeah, what if you open this box up and you find everything that you thought was real, everything you believed since you were a kid isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
All those scriptures, you'd be like, what is going on here?
It would be pretty insane. I mean, for a lot of people, it's the most important thing in their life. So imagine if your rock, your foundation, were turned upside down or changed.
Well, like your mom's super religious. Imagine she opens the box up and she finds out for a fact that everything she believed is not true.
I wonder how she would react. I mean, if that were the case, it's a big time hypothetical, but would my mom continue to cling to the faith, saying it's just all I've known and it's given order and structure to my life? So even if it is a fraud, I'm still going to live this way. Or would she radically change her life?
For some people, I think they'd keep that same kind of order because it's too big. It's too chaotic.
Well, I think the great thing about a lot of the world's main religions is that it does present a code and a context for morality. And I think that humanity does need that. You need kind of a sounding post, someplace that you can look to give you guidance to say, this is right, this is wrong. And you might say, you know, we know the difference between right and wrong. There are a lot of gray areas, and there are a lot of things that we can use some help with. And so I think that the major world religions do provide that, and that's why I like them. They do seem to give people purpose, structure,
order.
Things I think all humans need. So regardless of that, how much would your life change if you found out that your religious beliefs were completely shot out of the water?
Internally, I think it changes a lot. I just think for some people to find out the religion is not real, that would rock them to the core.
Yeah.
And I can see why.
The more invested you are, the more it's going to rock your core.
Yeah, I agree. I just know a lot of people that are, you know, they may not seem like they're religious out in the public, but like you're saying, it's the number one thing in their life. It's how they go about their life.
It would be fascinating. You know, there was a story that had happened. I'll try to tell us as quickly as possible because I know Virginia's going to fall asleep. But there was a guy in Israel that was claiming that he found the bone box of Jesus Christ, and it had a heel bone with a spike through it and said, aha, these are the bones of Jesus. Which for Christians, if they found the bones of Jesus, that would be very problematic to the religion. Now, it turned out to be a fraud and not true, but one of my pastor buddies, I was like, what would you do? Like, imagine if they somehow came up with scientific proof that we've got the bones of Jesus.
I've also heard people, you know, when it comes to religion and talking about other beings, aliens from other planets, that would throw a bit of a curveball for some people too. But then somebody also said, just talking about on the Weird Whatever podcast, do they mention some type of alien activity or at least ships or something in the Bible?
Yeah, there's a couple things that are referenced that people believe is references to some kind of possible alien spacecraft or, you know, objects in the sky.
You hear that, Witchy? The Bible's got aliens in it.
Oh.
It finally got Jaybird to read it.
I don't know if you're going to go that far.
Okay, you're right. He watched the video.
Do they have anything on tape? Bible on tape?
I would love to watch the Bible on tape if they were talking about the alien part. Do you know just off the top of the dome what scripture that is?
It's early on. I think there's a couple different references. Might be 2 or 3 different sites that are in there.
I don't know what you're doing later, but if you want to just put the microphones on and do a little Bible/alien podcast, I am down.
I saw a show on it. Yeah, there's one episode. Maybe it's on Ancient Aliens.
Oh, that's
they show that.
So their game.
Yeah, and they bring all 3 of them together. So, yeah, maybe I'll ask that on Twitter. I'm just kind of curious. I would imagine most people would say yes. I would think, right?
I think you say yes because we're so curious. You have to know. And given the opportunity to know, yeah, I do want to know. I don't want to wait till I die.
Okay.
I want to know now.
That question I'd want to know.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay. What was your biggest worry 20 years ago? Your biggest worry 20 years ago. I was thinking, okay, wow, what was I really worried about 20 years ago?
We had first probably come to town. We'd been here maybe a couple years.
Couple years, yeah. So, you know, I would say always doing the radio show was, you know, probably my biggest concern, just making sure that, you know, we were doing well.
20 years ago, I was at a crossroads. I had just got done playing baseball and coaching baseball, and I knew that's not how I didn't want to go that way anymore. And I had to go back.
Soul searching.
I had to go back to college and take a lot of undergraduate classes and eat some dirt, and that's what I probably worried about, my place in the world, what I was going to be doing.
What am I going to be?
Yeah, I wanted to try to be someone that sat down and did mental health counseling, and then I realized I was insane, so that probably wasn't a good move. And then I fell on the radio.
I'm too crazy for this.
Radio really welcomes people like myself who
Oh,
have a lot
radio
of mental
loves
problems.
the mentally ill.
But not knowing my place in the world, probably.
Okay. What do you think your biggest worry was 20 years ago, Virginia?
Gosh, I'm trying to put myself back where I was. I was probably either dating or engaged to John. Remember John?
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I think that I was probably trying to figure out what we were going to do because he was going to open a business. There was going to be a side hustle. And we had that whole thing going. And then Unfortunately, I don't think he was the best business person. So that was a struggle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember
it was all financial.
The first week I was officially on the show, I remember Virginia had just broken up with John, and she was taking the stuff, his possessions, and selling it live on the air and on eBay. I
remember that,
What
yeah.
have I walked into? What is this?
Madness.
What is this madness?
Madness.
Then I think we all left and went day drinking at 11A.
Yeah. Welcome to the KVJ show.
Well, that was the one thing he said when we broke up. He's like, I'm just going to leave all my stuff, because it was all his furniture. His mother had given him a bunch of furniture, and it wasn't fancy. It was basic, but it was good.
Well, you were selling it on the air, and it was going like hotcakes.
Well, it was all his stuff, and I didn't want to look at all of his stuff. Like, why would I want to have in my apartment all of his stuff and be reminded every day of the relationship that didn't work out?
That was the first time I'm like, maybe I should be scared of this a little bit. I don't know. She seems like she's got an edge to her.
Yes. Okay, other than a gift card or money, what's a great present to get someone for $20 or less? Good thing to think about this time of year.
I think a food basket, a little snack basket, you can customize those and make it really fun.
Customized food basket's an amazing idea. Or I feel like you can do personal joke kind of stuff with certain people in your life that might be kind of inexpensive. Do you have a personal joke you could do with somebody?
I think that adding a little bit of thought and personality into your gift makes up for the lack of money you spend.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
My buddy had a T-shirt made for me with our old boss that we worked at the golf course. We could not stand this boss. So I'm opening up this present, and it's a T-shirt with my boss's face on it. And it only cost like $18 to make. It's a great present.
It's a great present. Absolutely.
wonderful.
So save yourself some money, put a little bit of thought into your gifts. What product, aside from money, would you like an endless supply of?
Pizza. My favorite pizza, if I always knew that I had that no matter what, and it was fresh, that would be amazing.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. What are you thinking now, Virginia?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like stuff I have to spend a lot on.
You're trying to think of something that's legal you could say on the air.
Yeah.
Maybe gasoline.
That's such a weak one.
I'm sorry.
That is so not sexy.
Not sexy.
Gasoline? Come on, you adult.
What product? Beer?
Okay.
Yeah,
now
you can do
we're
a
getting-
vodka, an alcohol. There
I don't
we go.
need.
Now we're talking.
I don't need vodka. I'll do champagne and beer.
Okay, something a little lighter for you.
There's
Yeah.
got to be a food item you love.
I know, but if I have unlimited supply of it, I'll gorge myself, and that's not good for the waistline. I don't want unlimited food that I love.
Oh, you're really making this game fun. She's afraid of getting fat, and she wants to buy gasoline. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Free air miles. Be able to fly, travel whenever you want,
That's
wherever
a
you
good
want.
one.
Yeah, I think that might be one of mine. So there you go. A couple thoughts there. All right. Got lots of fun little comments coming in. 877-979-WRMF. Oh, boy, yeah. People ready for some theological debates after that first question we threw out there.
boy.
It got pretty deep in here real early.
Oh, yeah.
I'm loving
like
it.
throwing that out there. Yeah. Love that. Love those theological debates. Now, Jaber, this is kind of interesting because you brought something up that I think has a significance in a biblical tie-in. You're noticing the number 7 popping up all over the place.
Big time, more than normal, and maybe it's just a coincidence, but I'm seeing 7 everywhere. I found
Okay.
$7 on the ground.
Okay.
When I was walking Chewy, a $5 bill and 2 ones rolled up in one. That was the 7 that stuck out.
Oh, COVID cash. Grab it.
Yeah, cash is dirty anyway. And you got a lot of nerve, Nikki, judging me about just anything. My niece has a cat, 7 kittens in the litter, and 7's kind of a high number usually with cats. Most your average has about 4 or 5.
Okay.
7, boom.
All right.
I ordered garlic knots. They come in a pack of 6. Guess how many was in my order?
7.
Boom.
Wow.
Someone sent me a Christmas gift with a T-shirt on it, on the with a T-shirt with a 7 on the sleeve. I don't even know why I had 7 on the sleeve. It's not my favorite number.
It's just popping up everywhere.
And this was the other one that I thought was very interesting. Out of all these sevens going on, I'm in the middle of moving. I'm moving these pictures, and some of them fell down, so I'm putting all these pictures up. And then there's one that was left on the ground that I noticed later, and it's a picture of my mom as a little kid. I pick up the picture, I turn around the back, it goes K, age 7.
Oh.
Wow.
Coincidence?
7. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are lining up when you notice something like that. It depends
Yesterday
upon-
was the 7th.
I just noticed that.
Right. There's
I'm
another
not
one.
I'm not being cute.
Right.
I'm not being.
all on the 7th.
I just noticed.
What the heck is going on here?
Is that why 7 was so prevalent?
I don't know.
That's weird, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
It is kind of interesting. Significance in numbers has been around since the dawn of humanity. In fact, pretty much every single major religion has some kind of significance with the number 7. It all goes back to, the Lord supposedly created the earth in, 6 days, 7th day he rested, and it's kind of viewed as a complete number. So there is a lot of significance in that number. And the fact that you keep seeing them all line up, there's, not even just religious people, but other people like, oh, that's a very special number.
Well, I noticed with the $7 on the ground, and then my niece saying that there was 7 kittens. It just stuck out to me. I'm
Yeah.
like 7. That's
I'm seeing
weird.
7.
Then when I counted the 7th garlic knot, I about flipped out. 7 garlic knots when they only do a half a dozen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone's trying to tell me something, Virginia.
I think it's positive and good, though.
Yeah,
I
do too.
It's completeness, it's perfection. The number 7 is a symbol of complete perfect in your world.
But how would the naysayer explain this? Because there's always someone that's going to go, Bird, this is the dumbest thing. There's nothing.
You can find coincidences in anything if you're looking for it.
Tell Metal Beard Dan to calm down.
Yeah.
Metal Beard Dan. He's Jolly Beard Dan now for the season.
Let's just focus on the positivity of 7.
Well,
all those things that you named were awesome. You found money. The life was created in these kittens.
The picture of my mom, age 7. I thought that was the nail in the coffin.
Free
right there.
carbs.
Yeah.
So that might tie it all back in. These are all things that your mom would probably approve of. Maybe it could be one of those messages from the great beyond.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Could be. That is kind of fascinating when you have that many coincidences and it's on the 7th and you didn't realize it until just now.
Virginia.
I'm like,
How stunned was I to find out yesterday was the
What?
7th?
it's pretty fun to watch your face.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Yeah. Pretty fascinating stuff. Yeah. So number 7, if you ever notice that, it is supposed to be one of the more significant numbers that are out there. Coming up here, we're going to get to some of the comments that you left for us. Would you get the vaccine for a stimulus check? Somebody's actually proposing this. Would it actually go through? I don't think so, but it's out there and it has an interesting conversation behind it. And you were moved enough that you left some comments. We'll get to those on the way. Okay. Got a birthday celebrating today in the celebrity world. One Nicki Minaj. Any idea how old she might be today? If you had to guess.
32.
She's 38.
Oh.
Okay. A little bit older than maybe you thought.
She looks young.
Yes, she does. Absolutely. She's doing great at 38. Got to throw a birthday shout out to Monica's brother, Marquito. Hope you have an awesome day. Love you, Mo. And also, my wife, Rebecca, has a birthday. She's a longtime listener and tunes in every morning via YouTube from our home in Northern Virginia. Okay, there you go. Happy birthday from your husband, Brad, Rebecca.
We're waving at you on KVJ TV if you're watching.
No matter where you might be, you can get your birthdays into us. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. Now, I thought it'd be interesting to see, because as John Delaney is saying that he's putting the mark at 75%. If we can get the vaccine to that, then we should be good. That's what he thinks would kill out the COVID. I don't know that he's a doctor and that's an official stat, but that's what he's throwing out. So I was kind of curious with KVJ Nation where we would be if you would get the COVID vaccine if somebody gave you a $1,500 stimulus check. Right now, 68% are saying, yes, sign me up. So we're not at 75, we're at 68. 32 are saying, no way, wake up, people.
Yeah, okay.
So that's about where the numbers are. And that'll be interesting when the vaccine starts to roll out. Will we be counting to try to get to 75? Is that going to be an actual number thing? Is that going to be what the first or middle part of 2021 looks like? Us trying to count to 75 and saying, oh, we're at 68. We only need 7% more, and then we can live our normal lives. I'm just wondering what 2021 is going to look like. Maybe that kind of gives you a little bit of a template and a mind frame of what we might be seeing.
Well, where does the Kevin Ralston stand? Are you freaked out by the vaccine?
No, I don't think I would be the first to stand in line.
No one wants to be the first.
I'd be like, you guys go ahead. And luckily, I'm going to check hopefully this week or next, sometime here in the near future, about the antibodies. And if I got those, I talked about that yesterday, where you can stand comfortably in the back of the line and say, when you guys get around to me and take care of the other people first, then I'll think about it.
I think the healthcare workers are in the front of the line.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
And I think they know more than I do about like medicine and stuff. So if it's okay for them, I kind of feel like it's okay for me.
Well, you know a lot. You do the dirt of the day.
I know I look smart, but
Who said that?
We need references on that.
I haven't heard any of those rumors.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah. It's a fun feature, though, the mic drop that we have. If you download the 97.9 WRMF app, it is absolutely free. You can stream our show live. You can listen to our podcast on demand anytime it's convenient for you. You can get a lot of great stuff there as well. Plus, you can win cool prizes just for logging time on listening to us or the radio station on the app. So, I mean, how can anything go wrong, right? I mean, you can win a free trip to Jamaica, for the love of God. If you do it this week, we are giving away another free trip on Friday, 4-day, 3-night, 5-star vacation for 2 with airfare to the Sandals Negril Beach Resort and Spa in Jamaica. Put in 4 hours in a day, and you get an entry for that contest. That's all you do. Boy, we got a lot of hits on this. Somebody on Twitter had said, age yourself with a store. Meaning, if you said Blockbuster, you would know that you were cranking it in the 90s and maybe the 2000s. If you said Circuit City, I once applied at Circuit City when I was in between radio jobs. I was declined. That was in the mid-90s.
I'm going to go to Radio Shack, and after that, I'm going to go to Perkins and get a cheeseburger.
Yeah. That's basically it. And the comments that we have on the KVJ Show Facebook page are great. So you can text yours in or go hit up our Facebook page right now. Age yourself with the store next. Topic kind of took off on Twitter that I could relate to. Age yourself with a store. Like, I remember walking into Circuit City to apply for a job with my Blockbuster card on my key chain ring. That was in the mid-90s. But those are 2 stores that, goodbye, haven't been around for a while.
Bird, I know you like to throw out Birdines, but Birdines is gone.
Love a Birdines.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them where if you just say a store, you kind of are like, okay, I think I know about what area you're talking about.
Would you guys know this one? I don't know if you guys had them in your area, but I'm going to go to Oshman's and get some baseball cleats. Does Oshman's ring a bell?
It does.
Yeah.
It's a sporting goods store, especially down here in South Florida. We had some Oshman's that were big.
Yeah, there's a couple like that. Got a lot of good responses on the KVJ Show Facebook page. Dan said, my first computer was a Tandy from Radio Shack.
Radio Shack.
Remember the Tandy 2000?
Oh, yeah.
And then the Commodore 64.
That was big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Carrie said, my first job was at Eckerd's.
My sister had a job at Eckerd's. She worked in the pharmacy. It's so funny.
Gracie said, Mervin's, open, open, open. Guess that might have been their tagline in the day. Do you guys remember Woolworths?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Keith name dropped that.
You guys remember Ames or Zares?
Yeah, we had Ames in my hometown. I do remember Ames.
And I believe both had a little restaurant in there, and we would always go eat Ames burgers. Ugh.
Grant said there used to be a service merchandise. I think there was a service merchandise at Okeechobee Military when I first got to town. But it hasn't been open for about 20 years.
I do remember service merchandise.
Mm-hmm. It's been about 20 years since they've been around. Jay Byron's and far more in Palm Beach County.
I also have to pick up a shirt at Jefferson's. Is this thing on? You guys didn't have a Jefferson's?
No.
Jefferson's
I don't
must have had
know.
a Florida store.
I don't know that
Okay.
one.
It was big down here.
Yeah. Somebody texted in and said, I remember King's Department Store off Dixie and Lake Worth. That was one that apparently is gone, and that would age you. Age yourself with a store. You can definitely do it with some CD and record stores. Thomas said, I used to buy CDs from Peaches on Okeechobee and West Palm Beach.
My dad would take us there all the time. Peaches, yes.
I think they sell patio furniture there now.
I got so many Billy Joel cassette tapes at Peaches.
Yeah, I remember when I first got to town. It's been about 20 years since that's been open. Andrew said, I used to buy CDs at Sam Goody. And Doug said, for Christmas, I'm getting you a gift certificate to the Wall Music. I don't know if that rings a bell for anybody.
I'm not gonna go to the wall. I'm gonna go to KB Toy Store. It's KB's no longer around, right? KB Toys.
KB Toys, I believe, is gone, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christine said my husband worked at Luria's in high school.
I remember that. That was
that's
at least a South Florida place.
What did they sell? What was their business?
I think it was a woman's clothing store. I think.
Okay, Luria's. Jessica said Contempo Casual was the place to look for clothes as a teenager. Ever hear of Contempo Casual?
No.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay. Christine said my first credit card was from Learners. Lerners. You remember Learners?
Yes.
Did you all have Lionel's Playworld? It was a toy store. It was big down here.
Was
It was right off of Military, close to Okeechobee, and the Toys R Us was right down the street. There was always competition. And I remember the day Lionel Playworld went out of business, and they were selling action figures for a quarter.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Going out of,
That's amazing,
They were
huh?
getting rid of everything.
Wow.
Dang.
I know.
Brad said Scotty's Builder Supply. I still have a measuring tape from there.
Scotty's built. They also had a Builder Square that was like the
Okay.
low budget Home Depot.
All right. It's amazing how all these big stores have taken over a lot of these little individual names. Ray said, or Riri said, I remember shopping at Bamberger's, now Macy's, and the Bamberger's Budget Store. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that.
I don't remember Bambergers.
Jennifer said, my hubby and I met while working at Pantry Pride.
That was the biggest store in Lake Park. Pantry Pride was a big
Was it
deal.
a big deal?
Yeah. So many Pennington moments at Pantry Pride.
Pantry Pride.
My brother got mugged at Pantry Pride. Then we realized he really didn't get mugged. He
Who
just
the
dropped.
hell would try to mug your brother? He's 10 feet tall.
We realized that there was just too much fear going on in all of our heads that he dropped money in the parking lot, and the guy tried to give it back to him, but he was so afraid of the guy, he said he got mugged. Pantry Pride.
Those Penningtons.
We were messed up, dog.
He's trying to give him his money back.
Hey,
Don't
you dropped
mug me.
this.
We think that's what
I
happened.
can't believe the story comes home and he got mugged.
He's crying. It's a big deal.
Mugged. He is literally 10 feet
He
tall.
was only 14 when it happened.
So he's probably 8 feet
He
tall.
was still tall at 14.
Cynthia said, my first job was in the shoe department at Kmart, and I used to skip work to go watch a movie in the Cross County Mall movie theater.
I remember that back here in South Florida, Palm
was
Beach
that?
County. That's right by the Lionel Playworld.
Was
right
that military in Okeechobee?
Military Okeechobee area, yes.
Yeah, I think I remember the Kmart and where they had that.
It was a very low budget theater.
Okay. And Missy said, I shopped at Parmore and rented VHS tapes there too. Maybe that's Farmore. Also shopped at Freddy's at the Cross County Mall.
At Kmart, I don't know if y'all remember, but Kmart had a restaurant too. We'd always get Kmart burgers, and they weren't so hot either.
Just say that.
I'm eating a cheeseburger from Kmart.
I'm eating a Kmart cheeseburger.
They had them bomb fries, though.
They did.
Kmart fries are on point.
Age yourself with a store. Somebody said, who remembers Piccadilly's restaurant?
Yep.
That was the buffet, right?
That was on. We had one on Okeechobee here.
Yeah. I think, did we have, what was the one that used to be on Palm Beach Lakes? Was that Piccadilly?
I think it was
Oh, maybe
Piccadilly.
that's what it
Yeah.
was. It was at Palm Beach Lakes. Good call.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, if you want to do restaurants, we can do that too. I'm gonna go eat at the Jolly Green Giant.
Okay.
That was a big
Jolly
restaurant
Green Giant
back
was?
in the day. Yeah.
Somebody else texted in and said there's a clothing store called Ziggy Boutique in Broward that we would go to. Circus World Pizza and Discovery Zone. Okay.
Discovery Zone. Yes, that was a place where kids could play.
Uncle Say Music in Tamarack. Isabel from Coral Springs had sent that in, said it forever smelled like pot.
Probably from all the kids that work there.
There was a Manny's Dugout where you would buy baseball cards and kind of some sporting, some sport collector stuff.
What was it called?
Manny's Dugout.
Oh, that sounds awesome. See, I do, going back and tapping on this nostalgia, you just remember how many unique little mom and pop type places there used to be.
Totally.
But now with Amazon and delivery and your Walmarts and your Big Dogs and your Home Depots.
There was back in the day, Boardwalk and Baseball. It was a theme park in Orlando, and for about 2 or 3
Yeah.
years, if you loved baseball as a kid,
Remember that name.
you wanted to go to Boardwalk and Baseball.
I've heard of that,
They had
yeah.
a great buffet.
Some of the other ones, Piccadilly in Deerfield Beach, Krabby Jack's, also another place. The Sweden House Buffet Restaurant.
In Lake Park.
Yeah.
Sweden House, right across the street from Kelsey Park.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
No,
Okay.
it was not. It was when the Penningtons decided, we're going to go to church this Sunday, which is once every 6 years. We'd go to that place, and it just very stuffy, smelled like old people. Nothing against old people.
Oh, Virginia, somebody said Bomb Squadron on Southern.
Yes.
Remember those brunches? We go in there and we get champagne. You watch the planes come in. That was at PBI.
I loved that place.
That was so great.
You could put the little headphones on
Yeah.
at the table that they gave you and listen to the activity from the air traffic control
That
tower.
was so unique. They need to do that again. That was so great.
was badass.
Love that place.
I'm going to bring in my fakie and get into Flirts. That was another
Yeah,
place.
Flirts is an old nightclub, yeah.
Big.
Oh, I bet you did.
Oh, I spent a lot of time in Flirts.
Age yourself with a store, Specs Music, or Black Angus Steakhouse. Somebody text in. That's one.
This is a good one. Sean said in the chat room, Grand Prix Race-A-Rama. That was.
Wasn't that kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese kind of thing?
It was. It had the go karts. I think you could
Yeah.
see it from I-95. I think.
Oh.
Somebody said Foxmore Casual and Merry-Go-Round. Do you remember the old merry-go-rounds?
Merry-go-round. Yes, I do remember that.
Uh-huh. Somebody said, let me see, Zay's?
Zayres.
Maybe it's Zayres. Yeah, I think it would have been Zayres.
Zayres
I
was
do remember
big.
Zayres.
It was a department store. Again, we had Zayres Burger.
Hills and David Weiss. If you remember that.
You were all about combining retail with a burger, weren't you?
That was my mom and Ann. They loved to shop and eat store food. I was raised on it. You wonder why I got so many weird food issues?
This man was raised on the Kmart burger. It's not his fault.
It was not my fault.
RJ Gators.
Oh, I love that was the date place in high school. Go to RJ Gators, then you go to Corners, the beach for a little making out.
Okay.
Somebody's asking via text, do you remember Orange Bowl in Twin City Mall?
Oh
Not
my
Orange Juice?
gosh,
Yeah.
do I remember Orange Bowl? Right across the street or right across the way was kernel corn, and my mom would make me when the Twin City Mall was closing down, if you'd go to the actual little store area, you would ask them, hey, do you have any extra free caramel corn that you're throwing out? And they'd give us this free caramel corn.
Oh, yeah.
But as I got older, I would cringe asking the people because the girl working behind there was hot. So my mom would make me, I was like 12. Hey, can I have some free caramel corn? My mom wants me to ask. And she was hot. I felt so embarrassed. But
This is what we do. We combine retail and food.
yeah, we do. It was humiliating.
It's not my fault. I'm a kid.
And this girl would give me a trash bag size of caramel corn, and my mom would be so cozy.
Oh, she'd love it. She'd love it. Somebody said, you remember the crab pot under the Blue Heron Bridge?
Yes.
That was great.
That was amazing.
Somebody said the Six Flags Atlantis. It was the epic water park in Broward.
Yes, that was a big deal. That's when the rich people went there, Virginia.
Okay.
Somebody said, was it the Palace skate rink on
Yes.
Lantana?
They had a commercial that would run after school during cartoons.
Gosh, there's just so many great places. Beef and Ale on Clematis.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Yeah, and you pretty much, as soon as you say one of these stores, you're like, okay, that was 2000, that was the 1990s. It's been a while. Really seems like the 2000s, a lot of these places start going away, doesn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
That was very nostalgic. I like that bit.
Yeah.
I think I'm stuck in that time. It felt right.
Yeah. It's a fun little ride. It is kind of a reminder, though, for the current state of our world as we talk about these restaurants that you love, to remind people to go out and do whatever you can to try to help some of these restaurants. I saw, according to the National Restaurant Association, they predict that 17% of restaurants have permanently closed, which is about 1 in 6 nationwide.
Wow.
So this list, unfortunately, in the next couple of years is probably going to be a lot bigger.
If you love a place, support that place. Maybe buy a gift card for the holiday season from
call.
there.
A lot of mom and pop places do gift cards.
Yeah.
Time for another round of Denny's or Animal. Looking for the KVJ Nationers that are the biggest animal enthusiasts. And Maddie from Lake Worth claims that she is one of them. Hello, Maddie.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are you doing today?
Oh, fantastic.
Are you ready
Great
for the
weather.
challenge of a lifetime here, Maddie?
I sure am.
Okay.
I always get this game and Are You High kind of confused just because it seems like they go together.
They really kind of do,
Doesn't it?
yeah. I think a lot of the concepts come up at night when somebody might be high.
Not this morning.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
yeah.
this morning.
No, Maddie's not high this morning. She's fine. We're talking about Denny's, and who knows in these clips if he is or not. Now, what we've got is some animal scenes for you. You're going to hear the audio of it here, Maddie, and you got to try to tell us, is this a real animal or is this our producer Denny's making this noise, okay?
Okay.
First one here, we have got, oh man, this is tough. You got a dog, you've done this. Ever accidentally kicked the dog at night? It's dark. You just kind of walk the trip over the dog.
Terrible.
It is terrible. You feel so guilty. It rips your heart out. You don't want to do it, but unfortunately, it just sometimes happens. Is this Denny's or animal in this clip?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, man. You can hear that heartfelt apology.
Look at how concerned the man was who kicked the dog.
But that poor dog, and listen to the, I mean, it sounds like he really like teed up on this dog.
Oh no, sorry.
That's not an accident, by the way. When you kick a dog that hard, that's not an accident.
You're right. That's premeditated.
Yeah, that's just mean. Maddie, what do you think? Is that Denny's or animal?
I'm going to go with Denny's.
That is Denny's, yes. Thank goodness. I wouldn't want a dog to get kicked that violently. That's tough. Okay. All right, you're 1 for 1. You're crushing it, Maddie. All right, let's see how you do
All right.
here.
What do I get? The corona vaccine if I win?
Oh, that'd be a good prize.
Yes, we think it is.
Yeah,
Do you really want to get your coronavirus vaccine from the KVJ show?
No.
I know. I do not.
I'm going to hit you with a couple more here, Maddie, real quick before we let you go. Second clip we got for you is a rabbit squeaking while being held.
Oh.
Sometimes people don't hold rabbits gently, Virginia.
I
They've got,
know.
crushing hands.
Kids, especially.
Yeah, I love it and pet it. I want to squeeze it and hug it. Here's a rabbit squeaking while being held. Is this Denny's or animal? How am I this age and didn't realize rabbits made that kind of noise?
I know, but how much time do you spend with the rabbit, though?
You're right. Not often.
Whoever's squeezing our bunny needs to lay up.
Seriously.
They're going a little harsh.
Maddie, what do you think? Is that Denny's or animal?
I say animal.
Gonna go with the real rabbit on that, yes.
Yay!
Yeah.
You're on it. It's amazing how Maddie's voice drops after she gets one right.
She's got a good hype man in there, it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Okay, final one for you here, Maddie, to see if you can ace Denny's or animal here today. This is the sound of birds fighting over bread. Boy, have you ever seen this? Those birds, boy, when it comes to bread, they will take on anybody. What do you think about this?
Ka, ka, brr, 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 ka, brr, 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 ka, brr.
Sounds like peaceful fighting now.
It does. Almost kind of like the play fighting. Very
Kind of
playful.
like stoner birds. That are just like-
Yes.
Maddie, what do you think? Is that Denny's or animal?
I say Denny's.
Gonna say Denny's. I'm gonna say you are perfect today.
Yay!
Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations. And we'll put you on hold and Denny's will set up your vaccine, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, very nice. You won't get the coronavirus, but boy, the other things you'll catch, oh man, it's going to be tough. Okay, you guys stop complaining about the song. We're going live. Try and turn on the microphones. You guys won't pipe down. Just for the record, the old man Bird is so upset that they remade that song.
He's yelling about Frankie Valli.
Well, I just don't get. I know I'm not supposed to bash the music. I get it.
You are the old man in his underwear on the yard shaking his fist at kids.
I don't know if age has anything to do with it. I'm sorry. That remix sucks. I'm sorry.
The kids love it.
I like it.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's clever. It's cute.
It's not clever. It's not cute,
I like it.
Ralston. Come on.
Catchy.
Get out of here.
Everything about it I love.
It's
Airy.
catchy. Yeah. It was.
The kids love it.
And Kev. Kids and Kev.
Kids and new music, Kev.
Well, old man Pennington has something to say.
Yeah.
He's yelling about Frankie Valley.
Oh, I'm in the chat room. I'm
Yeah,
yelling
I
in
know.
the chat.
I'm like, I got to dress it because I can't turn on the microphones. Back in my day. Yeah.
It's real, dog. My emotions are real.
Sammy had sent us an email. She wanted an update from a 20-year-old college student at UCF had sent us an email that we read on October 29th. Talked about how he came home from Orlando to get some things at his parents' house and heard some noises coming from the guest room. And he said he slid by the door, saw it was cracked. Inside was my mom and my uncle having sex.
Oh, boy.
My mom sent me a text 10 minutes later, it said in the original email, and asked if I had been in the house, and I lied and said that I was still in Orlando. My dad travels around the state for business, so I assume he wasn't in town, and my mom knew it. So she was wanting him to come home for Halloween. He was going to blow that off, and he knew that Thanksgiving was probably going to be a tougher thing to blow off coming back from Orlando for. So I'd sent an email after I got that, and it took, probably a good, last week was trying to get a hold of him and finally got a response. And the response, obviously a name we're going to keep anonymous, said, sorry I didn't send you guys an update right after Thanksgiving, but things have been pretty messy with my family, and I've been a little preoccupied. So to catch you up on what happened, I didn't come home for Halloween, but I could tell that my mom really wanted me to. When I finally did come home for Thanksgiving, my dad wasn't at the house. And as soon as I came in, my mom told me that she needed to tell me something. And I could tell by her expression that it was something serious.
She knew you knew, though. That's what I think. She knew somebody was in the house, and process of elimination, she figured it out. It was you.
Yeah, she's probably panicking the entire time because you've got some information.
Paranoia,
She should be.
panic. Oh, yeah.
She's a dirty girl. She should be panicking.
So my mom told me that she and my father were getting a divorce, and it was all because she found out my dad was having an affair.
Oh.
I asked her with who and how she found out, and she said that over the summer, she was trying to reach my dad's phone one day when he was out of town on business. She really needed to speak with him, so she tried his hotel room, and a woman answered. My mom asked who it was, and the woman said that it was my dad's coworker. Well, when my mom confronted my dad on it, he said that due to COVID cutbacks at his work, coworkers had to share a room when they went out of town.
That's a lot of crock.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, how are you socially distancing with your coworkers in a room?
You can't put a male and a female in the same room and say that it's company policy.
Needless to say, my mom didn't believe him and told him not to come home. So they've been living apart since then, and I asked my mom what was going on with her and my uncle. She said that in grief, she did have a brief thing to get back at my dad, but realized it was wrong, and she has since broken it off with my uncle. Well, my mom is blaming my dad for ruining my family, and my mom tried to get me to already commit to spending my Christmas break with her and not with my dad. Well, I did go and confront my dad about this, and he told me that my mom was wrong and that he never cheated. He's standing by his claim that he has to share a room on business trips with coworkers, even if they are the opposite sex. I told him that I don't believe him either. So, of course, my dad wants me to stay at his place while I'm off on Christmas break. And at this point, I'm thinking of just staying in Orlando and only coming home for Christmas Day, splitting time between mom and dad.
That might be the way to go.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
I just know that I hate being in this position. I have one parent that I know had a fling, my mom, and with a family member, and another parent who I don't believe didn't have a fling.
Oh, my gosh.
By the way, I'm still not sure that my dad knows about my mom and his brother. I almost told him, but I don't know if it's my place. Does it even matter? Sorry, this is so depressing. It's just been a mess.
Oh my God.
If you were going to visit them, I would say do what your idea is. Go visit them separately on Christmas Day. Keep it light, keep it fluffy, and bounce out. Because they're adults. They're going to make their own decisions. They're in a world of drama.
Well, it sounds like they're in a world of a war. Where and the dad that's such a ridiculous statement that they're making us share rooms on the road that nobody believes you, Dad. Like the game is up.
Although I will say, back at our old radio station, they made me and Mariana share a room together because they didn't have enough money for a room. Me and her did share one. back in the day, and it was not. We didn't want to.
Yeah, but I mean
That's radio,
nobody,
though.
yeah,
Radio
and
doesn't
nobody
really
can-
follow rules.
Nobody's going to do, especially now. No one's going to do that, right?
Not in the hashtag Me Too movement era.
And in a Corona era too.
And Corona.
You're right, but on both of those.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. I think that you're handling it well. That would be a lot to hold on to, though, that mom shagged the uncle in the midst of all this fighting. But to me, that'll let you know where mom was going and where this fight is going to escalate to. What do you do if you are an adult kid and your parents are having World War III going on and they're trying to involve you and play your attention and time?
Be the adult and say, I'm not getting involved in both of your heartache. I
Yeah.
love you both equally. I'll be there as your kid, but I'm not playing this game.
Yeah, and if you tell them that and they keep at it with you, you just politely say, I love you, but I have to leave. Mm-hmm. Don't get sucked into the drama because you need to keep your relationship intact with both your parents. Regardless of what they did, they're still your parents.
Easier said than done because you're reeling that they are, going through these affairs, but you don't want any of that stank on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, they're both stanky too.
But they're both getting stanky.
Yeah. Well, it seems like adult children can hold on to secrets. Young children cannot. Virginia, you're talking about one of your friends that has a young son who went to school and blabbed what mommy was doing instead of helping with the science project.
She had a few days to do this project, so it was like a Thursday night. And the project isn't really technically due till Monday. But the kid came to her on Thursday night saying, Mommy, will you help me with my science project? And the mom was kind of joking around, but kind of being serious too. And she said kind of flippantly, I can't help you tonight. I'm getting in the Jack Daniels and the Fireball. But she was just like, being silly, making a joke. The kid went back to kindergarten on Friday morning and told his teacher, Mommy won't help me with my project because she likes to get in the Jack Daniels and the Fireball.
I mean, that's just good comedy right there. If you're the teacher, you gotta.
The teacher called my friend and told her, she's like, I just want you to know what your son is coming to kindergarten telling all the teachers and other students that you're not interested in helping with homework. You're more interested in Jack Daniels and Fireball.
Teachers could write a book on all the crazy things that younger kids, I'd say probably second grade and under, come in and tell them. I mean, they will. That's the thing. If you've got kids that age, parents just know your kids will tell everybody everything you do.
Well, sometimes the kid doesn't know you're not supposed to repeat it. I remember there was this one guy that my dad knew and my mom knew him, and they would talk about this guy. But being a little kid, I would hear what they would say. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to tell this guy. They
thought of him.
Well, they said he smelled like chicken McNuggets. And as a 6-year-old, I'm sitting down on a bench with him going,
It's not always a bad thing.
So my parents think you smell like chicken McNuggets. He's like, oh, really? And then he started asking me all these questions, and I just sung like a little bird.
It's not a bad thing. I mean, you could smell like worse stuff.
You're right, but I don't think it was flattering. But I didn't know I wasn't supposed to tell this guy that. I was just regurgitating what my parents said.
I think I am fearful of the stuff that Rocco probably goes to school and talks
You
about.
should be, because I know what you'd speak of.
Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely there. In fact, I always love that. Teachers, when did your student tell you something embarrassing about their parents? You can let us know on those, 877-979-WRMF. And also, we've got some more KVJ confessions coming in here that we didn't get to last week. We got that. And one thing I want to start off with, remember last week in our KVJ confession, somebody confessed that they just eat Coffee Mate straight out of the jar with a spoon?
Yes.
What does that taste like? I've never done that. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't know. I think Virginia's brought in some Coffee Mate today for us to try, Jay Bird.
Lucky for you, yeah. I brought in a buffet of Coffee Mate. I've got the coffee powder, and I got also the coffee creamer liquid, so you can try the difference.
Okay, can it stand on its own, or is it completely gross? We'll put it to the test next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Talking about some interesting confessions, and we know that kids will tell teachers everything, so if you got a kid that is under 3rd grade, expect for them, whatever they see at home, to go and tell the teacher.
If you don't want them to tell their teacher, then don't let them see it.
Yeah. Somebody said, my son told his teacher that I was a superhero and my superpower was yelling. See, that's what happens. Somebody else said my friend's 4-year-old went to school and told his preschool teacher, "Okay, Karen."
Oh.
No. We got her name on the board for this.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Do they still do that in school where the kids get their name on the board? Is that a thing?
If you're in trouble?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yes, you got your name on the board, and then if you continue to be a nuisance, they put a check mark by your name.
I've noticed that in Rocco's kindergarten, what they do is they are super rewarding to the kids that are doing great, and I don't see a lot, at least when he was on virtual anyway, and I could see what was going on in the
public
class.
discipline of the name, because that was embarrassing as a kid. Get your name on the board.
I heard a teacher scolding certain students, but I don't know if they were like shaming them so much as glorifying the students that were doing good.
I mean, back in the day, if you got your name on the board at elementary school in Lake Park, that means you were erased for the week. You couldn't get any sweets, any treats, no cookies. You weren't allowed at the party. I mean, it was a major violation to get your name on the board.
Imagine a young jaybird not getting any sweets or treats.
One time in elementary school, I was devastated. I was asking a kid, Darvez, I asked him for a pencil, and the teacher goes, Jaybird, or Jason, you can't talk while I'm talking. Your name is on the board. Out of the cookie party. Devastation.
What?
So I'm still talking. I'm in my 40s. I'm still talking about it.
Yes.
And you still don't bring a pencil to class. And where's Darvez?
Yeah.
Where's he today?
Darvez was a very good friend of mine growing up. Yeah, where is Darvez? Look him up.
What was his last name?
I don't want to say it on the name. I don't know. I'm always weirded out by saying first and last names publicly on the air.
Somebody said my brother told his 3rd grade teacher that my mom worked for Hugh Hefner. The teacher then called and told her what my brother was saying, and she said, "Oh, I was his publicist."
Oh.
Huh. You would just think that maybe you're doing something different, though, if you work for Hugh Hefner.
His publicist, huh?
Right. Uh-huh. Somebody else texted and said, my son was in kindergarten and told the class teacher that my husband and I were having sex in the pool all the time. He was too little to really know what sex was. He meant that we were kissing and snuggling up. His mortified teacher asked me about it because I was the room mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's got to be so awkward.
Okay.
All they do is bang in the swimming pool.
My daughter told her teacher how daddy peed in the water at the beach. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's just it. These young kids, they will rat you out, man.
If you don't want everybody to know, don't let them see what you did.
That's right. Got some other confessions here that came in. A lot of these from last week. Got a few new ones here. 877-979 WRMF. Somebody said, my confession, whenever I run out of deodorant, I just spray myself with the bathroom air freshener.
Don't get that in your eyes.
Is that good for your skin?
I wouldn't think so. And I don't think can't smell good, right?
I don't know. I always felt like, not bathroom air freshener, but like a Pledge or a...
Pine Sol.
Pine Sol.
You love
I do.
Pine
A little
Sol.
dab of Aduya.
Bring you alive?
Pine Sol behind my neck. There's no way that would not smell good. I'm going to wear some tomorrow, and you're going to forget this conversation. I'm going to walk in tomorrow. You're going to go, dang, Kevin, it smells good in here.
Who mopped?
Somebody else confessing, I am so glad that COVID has messed up the mobile DJ industry. The vast majority of them are egotistical a-holes that don't pay taxes. Not so cocky and full of yourself now, are you, Disco Dave?
Damn.
Oh,
Wow.
Going hard in on Disco Dave.
Whoever texted that in had some major issues with some DJs.
Yeah, they did.
I'd love
They
to
probably
hear-
stole their girlfriend.
Big time.
Disco Dave stole his girlfriend.
Dave takes all the women, Kevin.
Yeah, they do get the chicks.
They love him in the beginning, Virginia, because Disco Dave, he's got all the moves, but Disco Dave's going to break your heart. He's talking to 4 other girls.
Not now, he's not.
Nope.
No, you're right.
Right. It's going to be a depressing time for Disco Dave.
Disco Dave got unplugged.
Somebody else texted and said that they employ lots of people, and when anybody leaves my company, even if they were crap, I give them an amazing reference, and especially if they were, because I want their new employer to think that they aren't as good at managing them as I was, and they won't get anywhere near the level of quality I promised them in the reference.
that
tough.
person
That's
is
twisted.
They have a twisted mind and they are a potential serial killer.
Wow. I want them to think they're a worse manager than I am because they were amazing for me. Why can't I get them to be great?
Dude, you've got some issues we got to work through.
Yeah, bruh. I don't think you're doing it right.
Somebody else texted in, this might be a note to a lot of people. I regret forcing our COVID wedding. I should have waited for the whole experience. Apparently they downsized and just wanted to get it done.
I got a buddy of mine who Bigfoot put off his wedding just because, they had a bunch of people coming.
Yeah.
They want to do it right.
Do it right. I mean, if it's meant to be, it'll still be meant to be in 2 years.
Right.
It's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if anyone that's getting married that did not get married thinks COVID's a sign, trying to tell them, COVID's trying to tell you you don't belong together with this person.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, you'd be thinking about that. If you were supposed to get married and you kind of were like,
If this is a sign, though, could God only send it to you and not the whole planet?
Yeah, that's why it's not a sign, because
right.
there's a lot of work for God to
He
go
had to
through.
take a
to
lot of
make
people out just to make the point that you shouldn't marry this person.
So if you are thinking,
God,
guys,
there's not an easier way to get that point across in a pandemic?
literally, the world does not revolve around you.
yeah, you're right.
Somebody said, I volunteer for a suicide hotline. A sizable minority of callers are men who start wanking as soon as they hear a female voice. I love helping people in real distress, but being treated like a sex line makes me want to quit.
That's upsetting.
Wow, that's an interesting...
You know what? Send me their numbers on the caller ID.
Oh, why? So you can call and yell at them so they can get off even harder?
No, I'm going to go to their house, hide in the bushes, and nail them with paintball gun and then yards.
Yeah, I don't think any of that's going to happen, Kevin. I'm calling Virginia's bluff on that
one. You think that's just...
They deserve to be shot with paintball gun as they leave their home.
I want to see you do this. Film it, because I'd watch that.
I can't film it. It's assault.
Someone else confessed, I live a very happy life, but the other day I dislodged a piece of earwax and dry skin from my ear, and the feeling caused one of the longest periods of elation I've ever experienced. I'm weird like that, too. If you get a good old ear nugget, it's the most satisfying.
That makes me so grossed out. The term ear nugget.
It's the most satisfying thing ever, man.
It's like a chicken nugget, but better.
Stop it. Stop. Don't you dare ruin chicken nuggets for me.
And somebody else texted in their confession, said, I look at some truly despicable porn on my laptop. I'm a teacher that still has some virtual students, and I am paranoid that the porn will somehow pop up during a lesson.
Well, everyone's got that fear of porn. You're always afraid you're streaming it somewhere.
You need to have different devices for different tasks.
If you're going to get that filthy with it, you might want to get a different computer.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. All right, coming up here in just a second, we had a confession last week. Somebody said they were eating their coffee mate with a spoon. They just, they don't really drink coffee. They just have a jar of coffee mate. They just... I'm like, that's kind of crazy. In fact, somebody texted in and said, we ate the coffee mate as kids to try to help us stay up all night while playing video games.
I gotta tell you, I'm actually very excited to delve into some of this hazelnut coffee mate.
So Coffee Mate has no coffee in it. If your dumbass ate it to stay
That's
up.
what I thought, too. I don't know anything about it. I thought it was just a sweetener part.
It's just a creamer and a sweetener.
Oh, jeez.
Fat Kevin, that hazelnut, you eyeballing that thing?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm just kind of curious. Does this stuff ride solo?
So I brought you a plethora. You've got liquid, you've got powder, you've got flavors, you've got basic.
Can I try the powder?
I've got powder French vanilla and powder basic. And then I've got liquid hazelnut and liquid basic. Just because I wanted you to try everything.
I'll see this stuff sitting out in a bowl right by the coffee. I'm like, if it's that good, I might just grab me a little creamer and go on my way.
We had an intern steal so much of it to the point where she knew she was on camera. She loved this stuff so much, she couldn't help it.
I think she got fired.
No, she didn't. She got a scolding too, and then she had to return all of it, which was embarrassing because they saw it on camera.
Where was she hiding it?
In her bag, and it was all of it. It was all of the coffee mate.
Okay. How does it ride solo? Tell us about coffee drinkers today. They said people who drink tons of coffee don't really actually like coffee more than people who drink less. They're just more into that caffeine kick. So your brain kind of fools you into thinking that you actually like coffee the more than what you really do. You actually just like the kick. And your brain is saying, oh, you love coffee. No, you really don't like coffee. And I would attest, I think coffee's nasty. I've never drank it. I'm like, this stuff is gross.
I like it only when you put in a ton of cream and sugar. That's when I'm like, all right. You have to knock out the coffee taste, though.
Yeah.
It's got to be like one of those, Mika lattes or something.
Mika latte.
One of the,
What is it?
I don't have my notes on me, so I don't know how to say the coffee.
Mika latte. I think you just made up a new coffee.
Well, it's delicious.
Well, Starbucks really did kind of jump on that where they make the coffee drinks that have little coffee in it, and basically it's just all sugar and cream.
It's fancy coffee.
Yeah, those Cuban coffees you would make me, they pack a punch. You'd give me 2 of them, and I felt like I could rip open a mountain and then eat it. That's how much energy.
I never signed off on giving you 2. I was always like, 1 is good enough, but you always had to have 2. Man of excess.
Those I don't mind. The cafe con leche, to me, those are the best.
Yeah, they're sweet and milky.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Is it weird that all this talk about coffee makes me want to have a beer? Is that weird?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
It's called alcoholism.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
You're an addict.
Okay, so somebody confessed that they like eating Coffee Mate just right out of the jar. Is it something that can ride solo, or do you need something else with it? Now, we can warm up here because Virginia brought in a couple cups of creamer. This is the Hazelnut International Delight.
That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Does this
The commercial goes, I prefer to be international, and I expect to be delighted.
It smells delicious.
Oh, it does.
But, I mean, is it gross if you just drink these things straight?
I don't know. Is it?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It tastes like a warm milkshake. Oh,
that is fantastic.
I would drink that straight up. I can tell you
Seriously,
that's got a million calories in it.
Oh my gosh, I would just get, like, my kid loves milk. I would just grab 10 of these and put them in a cup.
Hazelnut.
And there you go.
What I would do, I would buy 75 of these little things, put them in a glass, and then put it in the freezer.
That is delicious.
Hazelnut slush.
Ooh, okay, that does ride. That one passes the taste test.
All right.
That,
Good, go with
that's
that
a 15 out of 10.
Okay.
That was delicious.
International Delight half and half.
That's just regular coffee creamer without the hazelnut now. I don't know if that's going to be just like milk or what.
Yeah, this is
gross.
gross.
That's
Okay.
gross.
We're all about the hazelnut.
Okay.
That's what, to me, like teat milk would be like.
Oh, that is teat milk. Ugh.
That's gross.
All right. Do you want some French vanilla powder?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think it's going to be good, Jay Bird?
Yeah, I do.
I'm leaning on the side. This is going to be good.
It looks like sugar. We'll do it together. Let's.
What exactly is Coffee Mate?
All right.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I love it. I love it.
So good.
It's really good. Oh my gosh, it tastes like powdered ice cream. I love Coffee Mate.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I want to sprinkle this on my trail mix.
Well, now you know why that girl said that she would just eat it all day.
Oh my gosh, I
get-
would too. If it weren't for I didn't care. Oh my gosh,
get why
that
they-
is a dessert.
I get why the intern stole it. She didn't care. She risked it all for this, and I get it.
It's her candy.
Oh,
It is.
It's her sugar fix.
delicious.
Some
Oh
people
my
get a
gosh.
Snickers. She would get that.
I would argue this is better than Snickers.
It is. It's right up there. That is one of the most delicious things I've had.
Is it like ice cream?
Mama, get some in you. You
All
gotta
right.
get
it's-
some
Now
in
I
ya.
gotta try
Oh,
it.
it's
Try the hazelnut.
fantastic.
Do you have any more hazelnut?
Yeah.
I can't even believe this. How have I gone all this time?
It's not that expensive either.
Oh, she's got a box full of HZ.
I got hazelnut. All you need, Kevin. All you need.
Yeah, I
HN.
don't need any of it. I mean, people are like going, "Oh, what's Keto Kev doing?" Yeah, I definitely jumped off that wagon for a second.
It's
but
30 calories.
it's whatever it is.
Per
But,
cup.
30 per cup?
30 per cup.
Oh my gosh, that's so.
Wow.
He's only drank 4 cups.
Yeah.
I mean, it can really get away from you.
All
but
right.
It
I gotta try
tasted
this.
though, doesn't
I've
it?
never tried this without the coffee in it.
Are you doing the creamer?
How good is that?
The hazelnut,
The hazelnut.
creamer is amazing.
It's amazing. It's better than dessert stuff that you get.
It's warm ice cream.
We
It
gotta
is.
get Soups in here because he's never had. He's
Do
gonna
the
faint.
Coffee Mate. I mean, when I read that whole confession about the Coffee Mate, I was like, okay, that sounds really weird. But if you try it, you should not look stank-eyed at anybody who's just eating Coffee Mate right out of the
Okay, here's the French vanilla powder coffee,
Coffee Mate.
You're gonna love it.
Wow.
How
It's
delicious
really-
is that? Is that not one of the best things you've ever eaten in your life?
It's so yummy.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. I mean, wow, boom, mind blown.
That's the kind of taste
Wow.
I'm always searching for. That kind of decadence.
If everything tasted like Coffee Mate, I would love it. Life would be heaven.
Oh, you could put that in anything.
People
In
bake with that,
anything.
right? They got to bake with that.
You should.
Honestly, why don't you have that at an ice cream shop? Be like, yeah, can I get some coffee made on my chocolate ice cream?
What if we froze Coffee Mate? Would it make it into a slushy like he said?
Yeah, well, I'm going
I'm
to
a
do.
slushy, but it's a powder.
I'm doing the hazelnut.
Oh,
I'm doing the
the,
work. I'm bringing this
International
home.
Delight.
I'm making a hazelnut slushy today. I want to gain 7 pounds.
It's unreal. It's just exactly how bad it is, I'm sure, for you.
It's so delicious.
It is amazing. Coffee Mate is fantastic.
I feel like I'm already addicted. Is this what crack is like? They say one hit and you're addicted to crack.
I think you got a Coffee Mate addiction.
I think I do. I'm just now getting the trail mix addiction under wraps.
Wow. Yeah. No shame in that game. That stuff is good.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth. Ow!
You know what that'd be good in? Fireball.
Oh, yeah.
You know what this would be good in? Instead of using regular milk, just do a bunch of hazelnut on your Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh,
Yo, yeah. It'd be good at it.
That's how you take CTC to the next level.
you'd be so fat by the new year.
And you know how I go with things. I go hard. If I find something I like, I am into it, baby.
I mean, wow. That Coffee Mate is so good.
You
I
got
didn't think
me
it was going to
hooked.
be that
I'm
good.
hooked on mate.
Wow.
Hey, Jaybird, you could be an Olympic athlete. Breakdancing is now going to be an Olympic sport. It has been confirmed for the 2024 Summer Games in Paris.
I urge everyone to go to our KVJ Facebook page and check out the breakdancing video that we did.
It's a tutorial, so if you want to become an Olympic athlete, you could learn from that tutorial breakdancing video you did.
Spoiler alert, yeah, producer Denny's gets in the mix as well.
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
He can pop and lock.
You can.
Yeah. They say sports like climbing, skateboarding, and surfing are going to debut next summer in Tokyo. So they're trying to do different games now to attract younger people because a lot of the old games that they used to do back in Greece back in the day apparently are not getting the kids into the Olympics, and the Olympics are worried about ratings.
I get it. You gotta evolve. You gotta change with the times.
Look, there's more talent in breakdancing than there is that. What, curling?
Yeah, in the Winter Olympics.
Give me a break.
No, that's kind of silly. They say people who were binge drinkers before the pandemic are now drinking even more. They say they've been drinking 19% more alcohol per week than they were before this all started.
Bird.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, how about that?
Whatever. Well, you're not a binge drinker. You're just a daily drinker. So.
No, I'm weekends only. I'm a weekend warrior.
Weekend warrior,
Do
huh?
you drink on the weekday still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a slow, steady Kev. I'll have a drink a lot of days, but then try to cap it there.
I'm fast, steady bird.
Okay.
Steady, but just fast.
Okay.
We all got to
Steady but fast. Okay. All right. There's a guy in Clearwater known as Bud Light Mike. They call him that because apparently he's been arrested several times on Bud Light-related charges, including stealing Bud Light, having open containers of it, or skipping out on bar tabs when he was drinking it.
Do you know Bud Light Mike loves this, though? He loves the nickname.
That's just Bud Light Mike. Yep. Well, apparently he was just arrested again on Saturday for stealing a case of Bud Light from a grocery store.
Damn it.
That's just Bud Light Mike.
He can't help himself. That's his coffee mate.
Yeah, he's addicted.
He's addicted.
He loves the Bud Light. Sounds like the kind of coot you'd find in Clearwater. And this sounds like the kind of person you'd find in the Villages. We were driving by there last week when we were heading up to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because it's north of Orlando, just a little bit south of Gainesville, if you're going up there through the Turnpike and I-75. And I told my wife, I'm like, yeah, this is where like a lot of drunk people ride golf carts all over the place. And sure enough, we saw somebody driving a golf cart like off of the path and down into the ground. I'm like, there's one now.
That's amazing.
So knowing that about the Villages, this is unbelievable that apparently there was a person there that won a golf cart from a vodka company on Friday night. And then just hours later, this woman who won took out the golf cart and the vodka, but put the vodka in her body and got hammered and flipped the golf cart.
Oh,
If there was
my.
ever a clip, I mean, You wish they had a premonition of the night.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
quick.
Listen to
That
that.
very night, she wins the golf cart. She gets hopped up on that vodka, goes out, gets drunk, flips it, and gets a DUI.
So what you hear, they're getting the husband and wife are getting in the cart. They are so happy that they won. They're talking about how this is the best day ever.
Okay.
Yeah, we had over 11,000 folks enter the contest. We were lucky enough to win. So congratulations, man. We'll sit in there, Rick. Let's get a video. Get in there, honey.
I need my
Are you gonna? Well, you got tunes in here. Ah, I got the music going for you. Hey, this is a great day.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think you could hear it, but faintly you can hear the wife go, "Oh, I forgot my cup," which has got alcohol in it. It's all leading up to the horrible accident.
How many hours later was the accident?
I don't think it was that much longer after.
Wow, she went right after it.
Like, I need my cup, and the husband said, "It's been the best day ever."
Oh.
And as a reminder, you could definitely get a DUI on a golf cart.
Yes.
Yep. There's a guy in Tulsa with an outstanding warrant that mistakenly thought a cop was trying to pull him over on Saturday. So he started a high-speed chase, and the cop's like, well, got no choice now. Woo! The guy wound up crashing into a tree and got arrested.
So the cop wasn't chasing you?
No, big dummy. He was like so paranoid. He's like, oh, they're definitely following me. Vroom, he takes off, and cop's like, I got to now.
And I think he had some priors in there too.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He had quite a rap sheet.
He was all paranoid.
Yeah. There's a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old in New York that drove off in their parents' Range Rover.
Oh my gosh.
And they made it all the way to the New Jersey-Delaware border before they finally got stopped and caught.
That's horrifying.
How about that, huh? And you got to watch out if you're in Vero Beach for old Alton Ashby. The 51-year-old was denied service by the Geek Squad at the Best Buy there in Vero.
Okay.
And he didn't have a mask on, so he showed them. He started coughing and spitting all over the counter on Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they arrested old Alton, so I can't do that. The Geek Squad will turn you in, my friend.
What an animal.
What an animal, exactly. All right, coming up here, who do you think spent more on delivery, Virginia? Jaybird or Suits?
It's got to be Jaybird.
I would think so, too. Jaybird would be my favorite in this, but apparently Suits is quite the competitor.
Look, all champions must fall at some point. Did the kid, the prodigy, order more than me?
There's no way.
I don't think there's any way either. In fact, I would say maybe at best, Suits has 60% of the bill of Jaybird.
At best.
At best.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, we'll see if we are right, or could we be blown away by just how much takeout Suits is getting. We'll find out next year on the KVJ show. Like somebody said, I can't believe that they're making breakdancing a sport in the Olympics, but MMA, nah. So that's so ridiculous.
That is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
MMA is an actual sport.
Right.
Come on,
Why
let's
do we
do
not
that.
have that in the Olympics?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of international fighters as well.
Can I get an amen for wiffle ball? Amen.
Nobody here loves it as much as you. I mean, we appreciate that you love it, but we don't get it.
Well, nobody here loves the dirt of the day, but we have to put up with that horse crap.
Whatever. It's one of our highest ranking bits.
Get out of here.
Put it up beside World Record Wednesday.
Look, you act like I don't know World Record Wednesday doesn't suck. I know it's not good. I get it.
If you were going to enter in an Olympic sport, Jaybird, your categories would be, I think, identifying food without doubt, either smelling or tasting.
A taste test of some sort or a smell test, yeah.
If that were one. Mm-hmm. Virginia, do you have a category?
I still want to do upside down keg stand.
She's good at that, and she's got a great. She's a good shooter. You can shoot
archery, or I think they do have that might actually be in the Olympics. Rifle.
She would do much better at testicle hunting.
Marksmanship.
If you put testicles on the target, I will hit them.
She's really good, man.
2 little round bulls.
Yeah,
you got 2 bullseyes to go for.
Zone right in, man.
I've said it a million times, but she got the twig and the berries on one shot.
Yeah, she's that good.
She's that good.
She's that good. Another thing that you're great at is ordering delivery. I know that's a big thing that you're into, Jaybird. You get a lot of takeout food. You said yesterday, and that's interesting, that when you're on your diet, you cook, and when you're not, then that's when you go for the takeout.
It's a weird thing with me, but yeah, if I'm ordering food, that means I'm off of the wagon.
When you cook at home, you can eat healthy. a lot of times it's hard to eat healthy with takeout because it's so yummy.
I was supposed to, because yesterday was Monday. I was supposed to start, again yesterday. I was gonna cook some real healthy stuff.
Yeah.
But if I have to go into, there's certain neighborhoods that trigger me, and if I'm going through a lake park or a Palm Beach Gardens, there's restaurants that I have to hit up if I'm there.
Okay.
I get triggered. I gotta go, and the whole day is ruined as far as health.
I saw you post something up about going to a new pizza place you never been to before yesterday.
It was very good.
Okay.
Gino's,
Gino's,
delicious.
Yeah. Okay. So that called you? You drove by Gino's and you had to go?
Jaybird, it's me, Gino.
If I feel like if I'm in a different town and I see,
He gets all
I
excited.
do.
Okay.
I was with him because we were delivering pizza a few weeks ago, and we were in Palm Springs. And I was like, "Ooh, that's my girlfriend's place, Palm Springs Pizza. Let's go." He's like, "Ooh, a new place. Ooh, ooh, ooh." He gets all jazzed.
I am a hunter.
Oh,
I
yes, you
hunt
are.
for pizza.
That poor pizza never saw it coming.
Never stood a chance.
Your friend's pizza was very good.
It's good, right?
I really enjoyed it.
I sent a picture to her. I was like, Jaybird loved your pizza.
You and Suits sat down and were comparing bills on takeout. And apparently Suits is pretty good too, but is there any way he orders as much delivery food as Jaybird?
Well, I heard Suits yesterday in the back, in the studio over here. He was crunching his numbers or something. You got the number?
Well, so here's what happened. I got a new card in the mail the other day, and it had this thing where it listed, your reoccurring monthly charges. So you would recognize them and keep track of them. And all it said was Uber Eats and then restaurants. It was Uber Eats, Bud's Chicken. There were no actual bills that it recognized as charges. So
it thinks Bud's Chicken is who you pay your rent to.
It said that was my monthly reoccurring bill. Uber Eats, Bud's Chicken. I'm like, okay, I might have a problem here. So
I guess this guy lives in Bud's.
I asked him to crunch the numbers. I go, what are you spending a month on your food?
This month, I think, was particularly bad because we had the break, too. So I was sitting around at home. Didn't really go out and ordering, and I went back and checked, and I spent almost $400 on delivery in 1 month. I couldn't believe it. I can't order delivery for the rest of the year.
And now, is that on the food and the charge of the delivery?
It's also delivery. It includes that, the jerk tax you have to pay because you were too lazy to drive to the restaurant yourself.
Well, it's not that you're too lazy. Some people
are drunk,
have drinking problems. Some people getting their buzz on.
In my case, I was too lazy.
I'm doing y'all a favor.
I would not call myself a lazy drunk. Oh, no. I just know the rules.
Okay, so we got $400 for Suits. Do you think Jaybird is higher or lower than that number, Virginia?
Damn. I mean, I didn't expect it from you, young one.
I didn't expect it either. It snuck up on me. You don't realize it when you're ordering how much it just tallies up over time.
Now, do you order for you and your mama, or is this just for you?
Sometimes I'll order for both, which makes it a little more expensive. But a lot of times I'll order it myself. So it does kind of build up because I'll get in a habit of when I like something, I'll go in like a routine of ordering it a couple days in a row. I do that. I get on a kick of something and I just want more and more of it. And that kind of happened over the break. There was a lot of buds.
Okay. You got on a buzz kick. All right.
Kid, it happens. In November, it's a big month. It's a food month.
It's a
You're on
holiday.
vacation.
Yeah, it's the holiday.
Buds will get you. I went to go drop off toy boxes because they are a drop-off location for the Little Smiles Holiday Toy Drive at Buds. And you can't go to Buds and then not get Buds. I'm leaving with all kind of fries, chicken sandwiches,
You can't help yourself.
quickies. Oh.
Hey, look at this. Someone in the chat room says Gino's listens to the KVJ show.
There you go. Hopefully they heard that little plug.
I hope.
You like the place. So what do you think? More or less, Virginia, $400, Jaybird in a month. His delivery charges for takeout food.
I had a really good October, healthy October.
I think he's less.
I actually do too now. After hearing 400, I'm like, gosh.
It's shocking. I never thought this would go this way.
100 a month. Well,
is it really that much money though?
It breaks down to 100 a week.
That's not. I mean, for a single dude.
Yeah, maybe you could do 30 each time. Yeah, you're right. I think I am going to go Jaybird a little bit more, but it's close. I'm going to say that Jaybird is at 475. So I'm going to go over.
I'm going to stick with my initial ping, and I think Suits beat him this month.
Okay.
Okay, so you got Suits. I got Bird here. 400 is the over-under. Jaybird, where are you in your delivery charges monthly?
According to my numbers,
Yeah.
it looks like I was at 653.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Keep in mind,
653.
keep in mind,
better now.
there was a couple group meals in there, though.
Okay.
There's a couple group meals.
That's 2 car payments.
I'm just saying, there's a couple group meals.
That's
Some
amazing.
snack pack meals. There's some,
Wow.
Did you buy for like everybody in your townhome development?
every now and then we'll do a group meal that I
Boy
gotta,
goes big.
I gotta add on there. We go big sometimes.
He goes
but
big.
I also got to admit, some of that's solo. A lot of that's solo.
That's impressive. Wow.
I
Okay.
hear ya.
Good for you. Damn.
The 2 of you are keeping Uber Eats alive.
People can't believe it.
That's unreal.
I can't order for the rest of the year. I can't.
That's a stunning number.
And I shouldn't. I know I need to make some changes, but before I ever make any big changes, I'm gonna probably end up doing something real big and go the other way first to just kind of shed it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I'll make the
And
change.
then, yeah.
One more hurrah, as they say.
Okay.
You're like that person that when they're driving them to rehab, they're just doing lines of coke in the back of this car.
Yeah, all the
That's
time.
you.
We've talked about that before, and you always ask, why do they do that? And I always explain why they do it. Then it sounds like I'm into coke, but I'm not. I get that mentality, though. That last ride, you're like, give me the Stromboli, give me the calzone.
The last ride.
Yeah.
Coming up, we got a Facebook fishing for you. All it took was Dave to say today's rap music sucks, and it started a fight. We're going to hear about coming up next.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?
Drama, drama, you got drama and you gotta tell all. You love to complain about your pain. Hey, you're Facebook fishing. Facebook fishing.
All it took was saying that today's rap music sucks, and a fight erupts on social media. Go figure, huh? Dave is the one who made that comment, and since I do say that sometimes here on this show, I'll play the role of Dave here today. We got Bird playing the role of Howie. Virginia, you can be Anglia, is the interesting name there. Or is
Anglia.
It, Anglia, or is it Angela? I think it's supposed
I
to be
like Anglia.
I like that. Anglia. I've never heard of that name. Let's go with Angela. Yeah, I don't think that's right there.
I love Anglia.
Okay. Angela is what we'll go with. And Denny's, you can be Naomi.
Ooh.
Okay, so here's what Dave had to say.
Any direction?
Anger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anger.
That's pretty much where we get with
Angry Anglia. I love it.
Anglia.
Let's do this.
this. Okay, it says here, today's rap music sucks. The youth of today like some whack-ass hip-hop. If you're under the age of 25, your opinion is invalid.
Amen to that. Back in the day, we had Biggie and Tupac. Now we're stuck with lame rappers like Kanye and Drake. I just don't feel them. And yes, the youth, very stupid.
Okay, here comes Anglia. Okay, boomers, you're 2 middle-aged dinosaurs who know nothing about rap. Nobody wants to hear your old, angry opinion. People in their 20s are changing the world as we speak. I'm 21, and I got more class than the both of you.
Uh-oh. Sounds like the youngster got her feelings hurt. Lighten up, Angela. I'm just saying that rap sucks today. There's no need to cry over my opinion. If you need a time out so you can head to your safe space, I'll understand. It was a joke anyway. You're proving my point on just how dumb today's youth really is.
Out of touch and toxic dudes like Dave and Howie need to just die off already. People like them are bad for our environment. Sorry, not sorry.
And people who say the term, sorry, not sorry, should be put on death row.
Oh.
Today's rap music sucks. Get over it, girly. These are facts. And facts don't care about your feelings.
Here comes Naomi. How does a post about today's rap music turn so toxic? And why aren't the men on this thread doing better? I'm not sure publicly belittling women is a good look in 2020. Howie and Dave, you should apologize to Angela. for making it personal.
Yeah, they're clearly two miserable people. I mean, just look at their ugly profile pics. Both of their fat faces look like angry potatoes.
Angry potatoes.
Fat-faced dudes are always so angry. I'm blocking them right now.
Yeah, hip hop needs to bring us together, not tear us apart. I'm glad you blocked them clowns. One love, yo. One love.
You didn't block me. This clown's still here.
Yeah, this clown isn't blocked either.
Why can't I block them?
So much anger.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of agree with the person Denny's was playing. Hip hop needs to bring us together.
That's right.
It should. Should. Apparently it's not. Yeah, hip hop apparently is getting all woke. I had heard that they found that in the more recent hip hop of the last 10 years, they're talking a lot more about their feelings than they used to back in the old glory days.
I told you I
of
like
our youth.
I like Sad Drake.
Yeah, you know what? To me, because I love Kanye, I love Drake, I love all that kind of stuff. It's not even that. I listen to the other stuff. My son is really into Pop Smoke.
Okay.
And so that's all that's always playing. And I'm just like, gosh, it's if you want to test whether you're old or not, listen to Pop Smoke.
I hear you.
Pop Smoke will let you know pretty quick. Yeah, if you're saying, oh, I like this Drake's okay, or Kanye's good, that ain't it. That ain't it.
You need to get into some Pop Smoke so you can get angry.
Pop Smoke is the true test for where you stand.
Is that the kind of stuff that goes, kind of like that mumble?
It's a little bit of that, and where I started realizing I was so old, it's so graphic.
Oh.
That, I mean, they really just really spell out the genitalia and everything like that. And I was like, okay, all right. I just, like I said, it was just stuff that a middle-aged white guy can't be listening to out loud. I'm like, all right, I got to.
Kevin heard the WAP song, and he almost fainted.
I can't do it. I can't. It comes on, and I'm like, all right, okay. I get it.
It is so over the top.
So
explicit.
I'm like, all right.
We get it.
Yeah,
you guys like the.
That's how I'm like going, I'm so old. I just, if I were young, I'd be like, yeah, all right, man.
But it's the same words just said differently. It's all about how, don't make me say it, Virginia.
Macaroni in a pot.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like
pretty
it's
vulgar.
just their sounds and there's
Macaroni.
Yeah.
That's their closing line in that song.
Oh yeah.
It's all that. I was okay. I'm clearly too old. I think Denny's going to serve us up some Pop Smoke. So we were talking about that thread where the old dinosaurs with potato faces were fighting with the young girls about whether or not today's rap stinks or not. Like I said, the Drake, Kanye, cool with that. My son's always like, in fact, the other day I overhear him every now and then have a talk with his friends while they're playing video games, and they're asking, "What's your favorite, rap star?" And everybody was like, Pop Smoke. That's the
Pop Smoke's
Pop
the
Smoke.
best.
That's the new.
That was just, and I was like, okay, let me check out this Pop Smoke. And I was like, oh man, tough.
That's intense.
Yeah. In fact, I would say it's a great, you can tell somebody's age. You put on some Pop Smoke and look at the reactions. It's just one of those ways. It's a measuring stick to be like, okay, what is your age?
Mr. Smoke is polarizing.
It kind of divides the old from the young. I'll just say. I think we're going to play a round of Guess My Age coming up here in just a bit. If you'd like to play, we do have to reveal your age on the show, but we give you a couple questions, and we got to come within 3 years of your age. So if you want to play along, you can jump on for that. 877-979-WRMF. 877-979-9763. We'll get to that in the next 10 minutes here on the show. Well, you can see those blinds that are up there. We've been getting a lot of comments from the KVJ TV chat room. People who watch this show on YouTube are like, can you fix those blinds? They're crooked. One side is all the way shooting up to the moon. It's basically at like a 45-degree angle. And so yesterday, Jay Bird finally heard all the comments and decided that he would try to fix them. And I believe we have a little bit of a bigger dilemma on our hands today.
Yeah, there's some kind of BTK type knot that's blocking any kind of movement to be able to kind of straighten it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I got to get in there and, I don't know, unclog the knot, as they say in the business.
Untie it.
untie it. Yes.
Unclog the knot.
But I can't unclog it, and I don't want work. I don't want our boss Elizabeth. We have Bruce. We have Randy. We've got Patty. They came in yesterday and they saw that. I don't want them to think I'm being disrespectful by leaving it like that. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to get it done. Poor sweet Denny's. He got buzzsawed with it yesterday. He actually let the managers in the studio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think they're working on doing some stuff, right, here at the studio.
Yep, over, COVID kind of put it on delay, but we were getting our studio redone where they're redoing all the walls and stuff so we could put up some signage, and they were coming in to do measurements to see, what they needed to bring and what to set
so
up.
it was like all the bosses?
So all
Every
the bosses
boss we have in this building.
Looking at the wall.
Yeah,
of
because
course
they're
going to see the blinds first.
Because it was not that bad yesterday. I made it way worse than what it was.
We
could
all
kind
agree.
of mug our way if someone walked in.
Yeah.
But now it's such an eyesore. People are the chat room. They can't believe it, Virginia.
Oh, anyone who's got OCD watches that and they lose their minds.
And I do. I wholeheartedly apologize. I'm trying to fix. I mean, I want to just rip and grip. I just want to just grip and rip that thing
You want
down.
to rip them down? Is that what you're saying?
I do.
I don't think they're salvageable.
No.
Yeah, I don't think they're salvageable
You think
either.
they're done?
I think we need to rip them off. But then I got stopped from doing that yesterday from the Kevin Ralston. He didn't think it was a good idea.
Well, I mean, once you go to that route, I mean, at this point, we haven't really done anything to them. But after you rip them down, now you've definitely done something to them. And you've got 3 other windows with blinds on and then one that would have none. And honestly, ripping them down, I don't know what might come down with it.
And I know I'm getting blamed for this.
What if he pulls down like on the ceiling?
I think it broke. Do you remember during the Great 48, I got electrocuted and I fell back into the window? You guys got to remember that. Come on, Great 48. We had some laughs.
You've fallen back into the window so many times.
So many times.
Yeah,
if I had $1.
I don't think it's once.
Just time, you guys. Yeah. I guess.
I would say.
Well, if management is listening, I'm sorry. We're working on it. I'm not doing it to be cute. I'm trying to. I'm not working on that.
Nothing cute about them blinds.
I'm not working on this weird bit where I get reactions from people.
What was the reaction when they saw it?
Oh, so I kind of heard them coming down the hallway because they're doing all the rooms, right? And ours was the last stop on
And
the.
you were like, no, don't go in
Oh,
there.
so I heard them coming down, and I was like, are they coming in to measure the rooms? I'm like, ugh. So I was going to intercept them, but they're quick, so they got in here, and as I was getting up to stop them. But it was definitely the only thing they talked about the whole time. I don't even think they measured the walls. I'm not even.
They were so distracted by those blinds they couldn't even get
It
to it.
became the main topic, and
They
then.
forgot to measure the wall.
Well, Patty even was trying. She's like, "I could fix this." You get that
can't.
confidence, but it's unfixable.
It's
unfixable.
It's unfixable.
At first glance, I think I'm looking. I'm like, I can't believe we can't fix that. It looks
Ralston,
fixable.
give it a go, man. Maybe if you get in there.
Everybody wants a crack at it.
I've tried it. It's.
Oh, I've tried it too.
It ain't happening.
Look,
Patty tried it yesterday.
I tried to do like a little tie-off situation.
We've got clogging, Kevin.
I tried to rig it. It's
Well,
not.
it basically ended with our boss saying, "We got to stop focusing on blinds. We're here for walls." Was how it ended. That was the last thing I heard.
So I think what she's saying basically is rip it down.
I don't like you interpreting things because you tend to interpret things wrong.
I think they put an order in for that to be replaced or fixed.
Someone
Okay.
said, don't you guys have somebody that, a maintenance man that
Yeah.
works here?
So what they have to do is they have to order
I
the blinds and they
do.
put them back in.
That guy hates
He
us.
doesn't necessarily love us.
I don't think he's the one doing it. I think it's been passed.
So we're kind of in a bit of a hard to rock place here.
Can we make sure that the
Hard to
blind
rock place.
installation?
All I'm saying is this, chat room and people who view the show, I'm sorry. I hear you. I see your comments. We're working on it. Give
Okay.
me another 2 months.
If you're not watching KVJ TV, you can go onto our social. I got on Twitter and our Instagram. You can see the studio blinds that Jaybird quote unquote fixed.
I did not fix them.
But-
all this talk makes me want to get back up there and give it one more shot.
You should.
Yeah.
I don't like that tone. That means let's see the dumb guy get up there and try it one last round.
Okay. Coming up here in a couple minutes, you want to play a round of Guess My Age. The only thing we do here is we got to reveal your age, but we get 3 questions before we do that. We got to guess within 3 years what your age is. If you want to play along, 877-979-WRMF. Jaybird is on a rolling chair that swivels. This could end badly.
Oh, boy.
So we'll come back and we'll set Jaybird's broken arm that'll be coming up here in a couple minutes and play Guess My Age next on the KVJ Show.
KVJ Show is all over social media. Find us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We were reading a Facebook thread earlier, and it was the old middle-aged white guys fighting with the young girl about today's rap music. Does it stink or not? And they had referenced Drake, Kanye. I don't even know. That's almost like maybe your older brother or sister's rap music. The younger kids, at least, looking at what my 12, almost teenage son is listening to. I heard him tell his buddy the other day that Pop Smoke is his favorite rap
Pop
artist.
Smoke is his number one.
Yeah, and I always notice when it comes up because I'm listening and there's some of the current hip hop. I'm like, okay, I like it, and then there's always this. I'm like, ugh, what is this? And I always look, and every time I have that reaction, it's Pop Smoke. I'm like, this is terrible.
That's how you know you're the dad.
It's the age divider.
Me and Virginia have not heard it, so we're pretty excited to give it a whirl.
Okay, this is Dior Clean, Pop Smoke. It's just, I can't do it. I'm old. I can't do it.
He's tapping out.
Somebody texted in and said Pop Smoke is really only getting a lot of love right now because he died earlier this year. His music is garbage.
He's dead?
He's dead, Pop Smoke dead.
That can happen sometimes after a death.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad for hating on the poor guy.
Yeah, so I don't know. Is it just kind of like you're cool to say you like Pop Smoke when people are like going, even the kids are like, oh, this is terrible. I'm hoping that's what it is.
How does your son feel about the baby?
You know what? That's his second favorite. He had said that Pop Smoke and DaBaby. I like DaBaby.
DaBaby's good.
Rockstar's a great song. I'm all into DaBaby.
How do you feel about how Virginia says DaBaby?
DaBaby.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Does it make you as angry as it makes me and our audience?
It's tough. Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Got to put that on that list of words Virginia says that just makes you so
I
mad.
can do that. Pop Smoke. Can't do that one. Okay, so we're going to try to figure out your age here in just 3 questions. We got to get within 3 years. We're going to start with Ashley here in Fort Lauderdale. Hello, Ashley.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, we got 3 questions here. We're going to try to figure out what your age is within 3 years. Tell me, my question is, what historical event happened while you were in high school?
High school. Oh my gosh.
Something you might remember that stood out, either an election or some type of tragedy, celebrity death.
The swine flu.
Aha! Swine flu. Okay, gotcha on that. Okay. All right, that was big for me. Virginia, what's your question?
Tell me about the posters. What'd you have hanging up on your wall?
In high school or?
Yeah, in high
growing
school.
up?
Yeah, high school.
Oh, this is embarrassing. A Edward Cullen from Twilight.
Oh, the sparkly vampire.
Yeah. A little ashamed to admit.
Okay, Jaybird, you get the final question here, trying to guess what Ashley's age is.
In high school, was it No Doubt coming through the radio, or was it just Gwen Stefani as a solo act?
Solo.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Locked and loaded.
You got it. Okay. All right. I am going to go with 30 years old. That's my guess. What do you think, Virginia? How old is Ashley?
I think she's 26.
You are way off. Virginia's so wrong.
Okay. What do you think, Bird?
She's 31 going on 32.
She sounds young.
Okay, so you're saying 31. Okay.
But you also sound real old. That doesn't mean that you're that old. You see what I'm saying? It could be a trick.
No, I am.
Okay, we got to be within 3 years here on Ashley. Ashley, how old are you actually?
Virginia's right. I'll be 26 on Sunday.
What? The witch is right.
In your face.
Hey, Virginia.
In your
look
face,
at you,
boomers.
Girl. Wow.
Wow.
How about that? Okay. Well, thank you so much for playing, Ashley.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You
Oh,
too.
she sounds adorable.
All right. Oh, he's really whiffed on that. That was terrible.
We blew it, man.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll regroup. Virginia was hosting Old People Chat a second ago and was letting me know that In the Mood there from that 24K Golden song that it's not in the mood like In the Mood used to be. Like, used to be like, oh, when they're in the mood, it meant that, they're in the mood to, get frisky. But now in the mood is just the exact opposite. And the mood means that you're
moody.
You're moody and you're not in the mood, and that's the problem. So if you're saying you're in the mood, it now means that you want the opposite of having sex.
Right, you're not in the mood.
These are the kind of things. This is why these are the songs that make you feel so old.
I'm like,
okay,
wait a
so
minute.
in the mood is no longer in the mood.
Yeah, I don't get to change what in the mood means.
It's completely different now.
In the mood means in the mood, Kevin.
Apparently not anymore.
Damn it.
So that's it. TikTok is changing the world, Virginia.
It is. That's a big TikTok song.
It's changing the world. All right, we got the After the Show podcast going to be coming up here. If you don't know what that is, you can listen to it for free. You can watch it. It's on YouTube and on Facebook here in just about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll get that going on live. Just do a search for KVJ Show. It'll pop up for you. You can also listen to our podcast, too. The entire regular show that you just heard on the radio without music and commercials. And then we do a bonus 30 minutes that you can also check out as well. You can go to any podcast app or the free 97.9 WRMF app and listen to it there. And if you log in 4 hours today, you get signed up for that trip to Jamaica that we're going to be giving away, the final one, Free Trip Friday. Coming up in just a couple of days here. All right, Jay Bird, before we get to the After the Show podcast, if you would wrap us up with your thought for the day.
I'll wait for Virginia to get done texting. Thank you for your attention.
Oh, sorry. Undivided, sir.
If you do not change direction, you may end up where you're heading. Let's say you are a cocaine head.
Yeah.
If you don't change.
I mean, this is 2 days in a row.
What are you
of
talking
crappy thought.
Oh, yeah, Lao Tzu. Who's ever heard of that ancient wise philosopher?
Lao Tzu?
Lao Tzu.
If you turn right, you'll go right.
No, usually people who are old dumb, Kev, don't get it. They make fun.
She's aged out of that quote.
Yeah, there's so much wisdom in the simplicity of that
I
quote.
don't know. Maybe I'm just always in the mood.
That's what it is. You are.
Did you miss an episode of the KVJ Show? No worries. Find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or kvjshow.com.